Welcome back to 4QMS and Motivated and Strong. I am super motivated today. We are fresh off a great fundraiser for Romp to Cure MS and Bike MS. For starters, I have to thank the people that made Romp to Cure MS possible. That always starts off with Brad Romp. He has been riding in Bike MS for the last 17 years and has raised well over $300,000 helping to find a cure for MS. There are other local celebrities who participated in Bike to Cure MS. They include Sonia Bryson Kersey. She happens to be the singer for the Tampa Bay Lightning. She sings at a lot of events around Tampa. She has MS. She's a great fundraiser, a fantastic spokesperson. So Sonia, thank you so much. We also had Ronnie Lane, a local celebrity who's been on the radio in the Tampa Bay area probably for over 30 years. Ronnie is heavily involved in helping support those of us with MS. Ronnie, thank you. Lastly, I want to thank Brittany and Berry House. Berry House is a local brewery. They opened the doors to us and a lot of people who visited and participated in our silent auction. World-class beer, beautiful place. Brittany, I can't say thank you enough. To all of you, thank you for letting me be a small part of Romp to Cure MS for Bike MS. So I started 4QMS and Motivated and Strong as a journal for my travels through MS. I'm doing my best to be my best, and I hope the videos that I do help you be your best also. When I found out I had MS, I went cold turkey, gluten-free and dairy-free. Now it can get very boring. You can only eat so many spinach salads and kale shakes. So what I've done is I started experimenting in the kitchen. I'm a fairly good cook, and I'm certainly not scared to experiment. So I've come up with a lot of recipes. This is my recipe for Flax Sweet Potato Bread. There's a lot of good things in here for MS, and I'm going to go over it with you. It tastes fantastic, and every ingredient in this was chosen specifically because it helps with MS. This recipe starts off with 5 egg whites. To the 5 egg whites, I add a teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1.5 heaping teaspoons of cinnamon, a teaspoon of salt, and 1 packet of instant yeast. I put that in a blender and I blend for about 60 seconds. I actually take the temperature on it, and when it gets to about 107 to 110 degrees, I stop blending. Once I stop blending, I pour that in a bowl and I add 1 cup of gluten-free flour. I tend to use King Arthur's. I add 1 cup of golden flax meal, and I add 1/2 cup of maple syrup. You could actually even do 1/4 cup of maple syrup and then 1/4 cup of honey. Either way, it's going to come out great. I then peel 2 sweet potatoes and add those. I combine everything in a bowl and I mix it up really good. Obviously, with the sweet potatoes, you really have to mash them because you don't want any chunks in the recipe. Just a bit of geek speak, flax, cinnamon, and ginger all are anti-inflammatory, and they are all good for MS. So, all of a sudden we have this wonderful bread full of protein and anti-inflammatory products. It's going to be good for you. The question is, will it taste good? I take this mixture and put it into 2 bread pans, put it in the oven and bake at 350 for 50 minutes. This is what it looks like when finished. It's golden brown. You can see there are plenty of air bubbles in it. It's very light and it tastes fantastic. I'll be back next week with another video. All the best to you. Stay healthy. Be your best.